I'm Doc.
And I'm Original J. Together, we're Lucky Boy Beard Company.
Buckle up. We're doing beard stuff.
Welcome back to the next episode of Lucky Boy Surprise, or whatever we're going to call this thing we're doing. I have no clue.
So clearly it's a holiday episode.
It is? It is.
It is. We'll get to the bah humbug bit in a while, but what did Santa's elves bring us for cigars today?
So Santa's Little Elves brought us a festive red and green labeled Rocky Patel Flor de San Andreas black label, which I just thought had that little red and green on either side of the band, giving it a nice festive Christmas seasonal look to it.
I love the sugar skulls.
And I love a box press cigar.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It can't make a difference in the flavor, but I just love the way it feels in hand.
So this is like quickly becoming a favorite. I've had a couple in the last week or so, and this is outside of my
Clearly.
comfort zone, let's say, or my typical flavor profile that I would go to looking at a Connecticut shade leaf wrapper. This is outside of that, but I've been really, I don't know if my palate is adapting, but I'm really getting into some of the deeper and darker cigars the last few weeks. Maybe it's just seasonal. I don't know. Maybe as the weather gets colder, fuller body. I don't know.
Sure.
It's on the top of my list of darker ones that I've been trying lately.
Yeah, there's been an arc of a steadily richer, darker cigar notes as my preference over the years of smoking cigars. So I get that. Yeah.
You may. So this is not my first of this, but this is your first of the Flor de San Andreas family, the white label and the black label, this being the black label being slightly darker, or the black, maybe it's not black label, maybe they just call it black.
That is so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredibly smooth. God, I love this cigar.
I knew you would.
It's really good.
Knowing what you like, when I first lit one of these up a week or so ago, I knew this would be right in your wheelhouse.
That is definitely in my wheelhouse.
Let's get this ashtray up in here.
And did Santa's elves bring us any libations to go with these cigars, or?
Well, Santa's elves didn't, but my mother did.
Oh, well, moms are kind of, default Santa elves. Oh, look at that. Glenmorangie 12.
It's called the La Santa.
Nice.
It's a bourbon and sherry cask finished scotch. I have not had this one from Glenmorangie yet, but that is typically my go-to brand when I drink a scotch, when I buy a scotch.
But do I recall you saying that you don't usually like a sherry cask finish because it's too sweet for you?
I generally don't. You're 100% correct.
So
But
let's see what happens here.
so let me tell you the story behind this, because you're right. I would not have typically have gone out and bought this myself because of the sherry cask.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm a fan of Glenmorangie.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother travels and she finds things that I can't get locally.
Yeah.
And
I've
there
never seen
are
that.
so many of whiskeys that they make that I cannot get locally. And when she traveled last time, she asked if there was anything specific I was looking for. And I said, yeah, there's a few by this one brand that I like that I want to try that I can't find. And she surprised me with it when she got home for my birthday.
Very Christmas season, holiday season, festive label too, right? It looks like a wrapped present.
Almost. I like their new label, the design of it. It's neat looking.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you get that sherry cask right off the top.
So it's sherry and oak cask finish. So you're going to get that sweetness,
Mm-hmm.
but you're also going to get that depth and that earthiness from the
Yeah.
oak also, which I thought would really go well with those cigars.
Yeah, nice counterpoint.
Hmm. You notice when I smell different than you. You ever notice I blow in the glass first?
Mhm.
You know why?
Yeah, to get the fumes moving.
More specifically, when that sits in the glass, you get a very intense vapor, alcohol vapor sitting right on top.
Yeah.
And if you go straight to the nose, you just get that heavy hit of alcohol vapor. By blowing that off, you get a softer, cleaner, better smell, better aroma from the whiskey, not just the raw alcohol vapor that's
Yeah, yeah. I get that.
Yeah, neat little trick. That's nice. That's not as sweet as a sherry cask typically is. It's quite enjoyable.
Yeah, you really do get the oak at the back, that woody kind of earthy. There's, there. I love that oak and sherry combination. I like it in Dalwhinnie's.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah,
And
This
that goes
is-
down like that's a smooth drinking scotch.
Smooth, yeah.
Really smooth. No, good pick.
Delish.
Yes.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. So
There's only one thing I like better than drinking my own whiskey. That's drinking somebody else's whiskey. And so thanks.
and smoking somebody else's
So
cigars.
smoking somebody else's cigars. It's like win. Not necessarily win-win.
Well, it's a
But it's
win-win today for you.
It's a win-win. for me.
Win-win.
So what's up with the Bah Humbug thing?
Bah humbug. I spent the day yesterday, or part
By the way,
thereof.
Original J is like the least humbug guy I know. So, but okay, the better part of yesterday.
So it's like a big dude being called tiny. Maybe it's just an ironic hat for me.
Maybe,
That's all.
maybe you're wearing it ironically.
I'm wearing it ironically.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm really not, because I spent some time yesterday getting the bike ready for winter.
Okay.
We're a week from Christmas. We had a beautiful day yesterday in the mid-50s, sunny.
Oh, nice.
I did not take the bike out, even though I saw a bunch, but fuel's treated, ran for a while to get that treated fuel up through the carburetor, put it on a battery tender, and well, yeah, that's it. That's all I do to winterize the bike. I don't do any more.
So I'm wearing the Jolly hat because I did not winterize my bike, and in fact rode yesterday. So, so I don't winterize my bike until there's 2 inches of salt on the ground and banks of snow. I've ridden my bike in February in Connecticut.
Nobody said you were right.
That's correct. Not right in many ways.
So, on the other hand, I have snowmobiles, and there has to be a dividing line somewhere, right? Where you put one away, you take the next one
I
out.
hear you. I hear
And yeah, the two can overlap a little bit, but in reality, never the twain shall meet.
you. No,
So
that's what it showed me.
put one
Unless you're
away.
doing something terribly wrong.
Well, sometimes the twains meet. I mean, it is what it is.
We've all met twains. So what did you find when you were going through your bags?
So yes, that's the big step. Really, is all season long. We go on a ride. We get together. We go for a weekend. We go to rendezvous wherever we go, and I take all my crap and I stuff it in the saddlebags.
Yep.
Next time I go for a ride, I open them up, see what's there, which you only see what's on top. You don't see all the accumulated crap underneath. And I throw what I need on top. Next time, open them up and look and see what's on top and throw what I need on top of that.
Yep.
So you build these evolutionary layers of acquired crap. Not really crap, it's the stuff you need, but you don't know the subservient levels because you can't see them, because the most recent levels are on top. So what I found pairs perfectly with the discussion that we'll have today for the sake of viewers is I pulled like 7 beard brushes out of my saddlebags. Because every time I look, if I don't see one, I throw another one in. Because you get off the bike and the things like this, it looks like you got wings. It looks like you got Gidget in the beard. And you need to have a brush. So
There you go.
I pulled all the brushes out. Now, it's a day before we're getting together for this. So I said, well, what a perfect topic. Let's bring the brushes, talk about different types of brushes, what I use and why I use them, what you use and why you use them, and that.
I see where you're going with this, and I like it.
So I will start with something you're not a fan of.
Hmm.
This is more of a women's hairbrush style beard.
Right.
It has the plastic
Style
bristles.
beard? You mean style brush?
Style brush.
We don't
Women's
hang out with
brush.
women, with bearded women.
But we have nothing against bearded women. Our products work for them too.
This is true.
It has a plastic bristle with like a little, almost a ball on top, but they're very flexible. This is a typical women's hairbrush. Find it at Walmart, CVS, anywhere.
Let me interject.
Yes.
And that brush is designed to minimize breakage and the creation of split ends, and to move through hair with doing minimal damage. It is designed for that. That's
Thi-
why there's balls on the end. And,
This is my number one go-to brush.
Hmm.
Because first thing in the morning or first thing off of the bike, this is the best style brush I found for detangling.
Mhm.
So when you go through the beard in the morning after sleeping or after riding in the wind, this helps straighten and separate knots and tangles.
I get that.
So I use this often because to me, it brings the beard back to where it should be.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's not a beard brush, but for my experience, it's the first tool in the arsenal for shaping and grooming.
And when you ride, you don't use a balaclava or
No.
anything like that. You
Nope.
just let. See, when I don't put something on, my beard hairs beat my eyeballs in the
Mhm.
wind because of where my windshield is. Should probably go up 2 inches, and that would solve the problem. But I want to look cool, so my windshield is low.
So you
And-
slouch and
I'm like this to stop the punishment on my eyeballs.
so it depends on the day for me, right?
Yeah.
Being a road king, the windshield comes and goes.
Yeah.
If I'm riding around town, it's a hot day and I really want that wind in your face, I take it off. And that makes the beard go back like this. But if we're doing a longer trip, if we're, touring for the day or for a weekend or something, windshield's on, right?
Yep.
Better comfort for a longer ride. The problem with when the windshield is on is now the air comes from underneath, blows up, and now my beard, I get off the bike after 3 hours, it looks like I got a 6-inch beard shelf sticking
Right.
out horizontal from my face.
And my go-to boar's head brush will definitely not manage a beard that's been mauled like that.
Mhm.
I have to go to a comb. So
So that's what most of you guys are probably familiar with for a boar's hair brush. And by the way, this is our brand new one that we just got.
show the people.
First time Robert has seen this brush was 30 minutes ago before we filmed because I just got him in. Beautiful Lucky Boy laser engraved boar head brushes that are available on our website.
We love these things.
Brought to you by Lucky Boy Beard Company, copyright 2023. All rights reserved.
So for me, when I get off the bike, I use a comb. And truth be told, sometimes there's some entanglement with that because that's not my normal MO with comb and brush. So with comb, and actually a bigger one like this with a wider tooth splay makes it easier. But for me, I use the comb as my brush through detangler, and I use the brush as a finisher. And the design of the boar's head brush, can we go into that now?
Go for it. Go for
The
it.
design of the boar's hair brush is that it will not pull or break hair. Sometimes you'll find hair in the brush, but that's stuff that was just ready to come out anyway. You didn't pull it out of the follicles; it was just ready to let go. So you will get some occasional hairs in there. But the whole purpose of this is not to detangle your beard. It is to tuck in the flyaways and to uniformly shape your beard. So that's what this is for. This wouldn't do what you're looking for that
Correct.
brush to do.
Which is why I don't carry that on the bike.
Yeah.
This I use right here, this part.
Mhm.
The part that gets really curly,
Yeah.
doesn't have the length as the rest of the beard. So it's always kind of sticking out. This really pulls those sides in tight.
Yep.
Also, when I use balm, which is not as often as I should, I use oil more often, or I use lube at night, but this is the best thing going for really distributing it evenly through the beard.
Right.
That distributes balm better than your hands and your fingers ever could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for oil, again, back to the comb, the comb will detangle. My routine is that I apply the oil. I'm the only one using my beard oil thing, so I put it close to the skin.
Mhm.
I work it in with my fingers. Then I take my comb and I comb it through and under, and I work it out into the full of the beard. And as I'm doing that, the comb itself is slick with the oil,
Mhm.
so it detangles. I just move slowly through, and I've got no tangling issues.
Yep.
You got a epic beard. You are blessed with the ability to just push out a huge beard. I know that you
Don't worry, Robert. It's not the size that counts.
Mine is pretty big, but the thing with you, I notice, is you don't do a lot of trimming.
None.
You like that sort of full mountain man beard. It looks good on you. It's a great style to go to. I know from our social time together that you'll put on the balm and brush your beard out with the boar's hair. When you're going to go out, you want to look a little extra nice. Your primary concern is, how do I maintain and care for my beard as I'm working on a forklift or riding my motorcycle or snowmobiling or doing all the things that you do with as little fuss as possible.
Mhm.
And really, that's what we're all about. I was getting my hair cut at a barbershop here in Danbury. Good Guys.
Yep.
They are, in fact, good guys.
Are they?
They are.
Is that something you appreciate about them?
That's what I appreciate about that. But the barber was like, yeah, but the longer beards, you have to blow dry them, you have to do this. I'm like, oh no, I don't do any of that stuff. I put beard oil in for skin first and beard hair second, and then I put some balm in and brush it out when I want it to look more monolithic and cleaner in shape,
Mhm.
and reduce flyaways. And the barber was surprised. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we don't have to spend an hour a day in beard care routines. Men do, especially men who are doing competitions and these other things. That's okay. No shade cast upon those men. That's not who we are.
No, it's not.
We want our beards to look good,
Mhm.
but we're not going to primp and fuss overly. And that's what our products are designed to accomplish.
Make up for our lack of care.
Exactly. Exactly.
I can't even think. There was a reference. There was a perfect reference statement. I can't even think. I'm drawing such a mental blank right now. Man, oh man, that was going to be perfect and I lost it. I'm sorry. Some days you're just not on your game, and I guess today's one. It's a perfect parallel statement I was going to say, and
About beard maintenance?
simple is better type of thing, but
Kiss?
I lost it. No, I lost it. It was like almost there, and I started to go with it, but I went with it before it was there, and now it's gone. How is this now that you've gotten past the first? That first little bit can sometimes be a little different, the first inch or so, because you've so superheated the oils, but after that first inch, they tend to mellow out, and they evolve slightly after the beginning.
They do. The
Man,
heat
that's
kind of
good.
opens up the leaf, opens up the tobacco oils, the flavors. I sound like I'm some like cigar expert trying to talk above my pay grade. I'm a guy that likes cigars. Just talking about my personal experience with them. So
I'm the same way. I can't pick out the notes, the flavor notes, like some people can. And God bless them, because they, I'm sure, appreciate that hobby a lot more than I do or we do. To me, it's I like it or I don't like it. It's mild, it's heavy, it's medium, but that's about the extent of my ability to enunciate
Yeah, articulate.
articulate.
That's that's where I'm at too. First thing is, do I like it? Yeah, let me see what it is about it I like.
Mhm.
But do I like it first? Do I not like it? I'm not going to spend time thinking about
Mhm.
what I don't like about it. I'm going to be like, that's on the no fly list
Mhm.
for cigars. But in answer to your question, yeah, this continues to be a smooth, rich flavored smoke. Yeah, this is definitely on my, I don't know, top 10 for
Mhm.
sure.
My top 10 includes about 20 because I hate to leave anybody out.
The trouble is, somebody like Dave at Cigar Republic will be like, "Hey, try this," and I'm like, "Ah, crap." Now I've got.
Now
'Cause
he
he's
wants
never-
feedback.
He's he's never wrong.
It
He knows what
tastes
I,
like a cigar.
yeah.
Great choice.
No, he knows what I like enough to
Yep.
know where my target is, and yeah. Then I'm like, okay, now here's another cigar I have to
Mhm.
put on my top 10 list.
Now you know why mine's 20 long.
Exactly.
I can better articulate flavor notes in a whiskey than I can in a cigar. I've been smoking cigars since I was. Oh, here's a great story. Here's where my love of cigars today came from.
Oh, let's hear it.
We're probably a little further into this episode time-wise than we want to be, but this conversation just evolved to this perfectly. So back in the day, we used to go down to the Caribbean. My parents would have a timeshare. We went twice a year. And the island of St. Martin, where we would go, had no drinking age and no smoking age. So as a,
Not Martin.
well,
We're
we
on
stayed on the
English
Dutch side,
Okay, Dutch side.
but we did travel to the French side
Right.
quite a bit also.
Mhm.
Marigot is the capital. Great little city over there.
I spent a lot of time.
I have
in
another
Caribbean.
parallel story. Another time. Anyway, so me and my brother, as troublemaking kids, we'd sneak off and find some beer or find some cigarettes or cigars. In my case, I really became fond of smoking cigars, and there was one, and I can't remember what it was for the life of me. Now that was 30 something years ago, and my evolution into cigars, other than that as a kid, started in my mid-20s. So I've been chasing the aromatic memory of what that cigar was as a kid. I felt like such a big shot to sneak into a casino underage and sit at a blackjack table smoking a cigar, playing blackjack. And it was always the same cigar. I remembered it year over year when I was there, but I don't remember it now.
Oh,
I remember the feeling, I remember the smell, but I'm trying to find that. And maybe that's what led to my Connecticut shade, because it was a very light cigar. So maybe mentally I'm thinking it was probably a Connecticut shade wrapper cigar. So maybe that's why I migrated in that direction. But I've been chasing that memory, that aromatic memory, trying to find that cigar that I remember as a kid, and I just can't find it. But it's a game, it's a chase, it's the excitement of the chase. And I just can't get there. And I really would love to find that cigar again. One day, maybe. I remember it came in a white metallic tube. So Monte Cristo, maybe. I just can't find it.
I don't know how far I'd chase that memory because it may not stack up. But what a great memory. There's a line from a Tom Petty song. I don't know if you've heard of Tom Petty.
I think my wife's a fan. like Uber fan. like the day he died.
Oh, sad day.
I hate to throw you under the bus here, but it's a great story. I was at work and she was home, and I heard it, and I texted two people right away, her and a friend of ours, Mason, who was in a band down in North Carolina. And he is a great musician and a friend. And I texted her and I texted him. And when I got home, she is sitting in her car. She had already told the girls, don't bother me, I'm in mourning. She's in her car, Tom Petty blasting the Tom Petty channel on Sirius XM radio with a bottle of wine, told everybody, don't bother her. It was her mourning zone to just sit there and listen to the music and drink wine. And that was her way of coping that day. That was a tough day for her. Tough day for her.
Yeah, I have to say, like the older I get, there's certain
celebrities, if you will, that have passed that have hit me kind of hard. Petty was one of them. Great musician, great songwriter, and also just a great guy.
Mhm.
But the reference was to you chasing your memories. I forget which song it is, but he's like, "You can cross any borders without any care. You can look back, babe, but it's best not to stare."
Mhm. You Wreck Me was our wedding song.
You had a Tom Petty cover band play at your wedding.
Not a cover band. They did play a lot of covers, and they played You Wreck Me. It was Mason, who I texted that day. His band came up from North Carolina and played at our wedding. And we got engaged during his set in Laconia, Bike Week, on stage during You Wreck Me.
So funny that we didn't know each other. We're hanging out at the same rallies. We'll have to tell the rendezvous story one day. But
Yes.
today's not the day.
Yeah.
I will say this to anybody who's watching this, to our customers. We had really great holiday sales, Thanksgiving and Christmas sales in this season. A lot of new customers who we consider friends and family. Just thank you for giving us a try. We super appreciate that. And here's to you and your families in this holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. We celebrate it with you. Peace, love, and joy to everybody. Thank you.
Happy holidays. Sláinte.
Sláinte.